What if I told you there's a fighter who smiles outside the ring, but once the bell rings, she transforms into one of the most violent strikers in Japanese combat sports? If Mona Kimura is the real-life Chun-Li, then Maria Suzuki might just be Goku trapped inside a fighter's body. She doesn't fight to win points. She fights to break your will. Every punch is thrown with bad intentions. Every combination comes with relentless pressure. And every opponent knows they're about to spend the next few minutes moving backward or getting run over. Today, we're breaking down Maria Suzuki's most savage performances and why fans can't stop watching every time she steps into the ring. Let's get into it. There's something different about Maria Suzuki. Some fighters rely on perfect technique. Others depend on speed. Some wait patiently for counter opportunities. Maria? She walks forward. Constantly. She's the kind of fighter who forces opponents into uncomfortable exchanges from the very first second. She isn't interested in playing it safe. She wants action. And that's exactly why fans love her. Whether she's winning or losing, one thing is almost guaranteed. The fight is going to be entertaining. One of the best examples came at Knockout 57 in September 2025. Standing across from her was fellow Japanese fighter Ira. Before the opening bell, Ira looked confident, relaxed, focused, ready for battle. But confidence has a funny way of disappearing once Maria Suzuki starts throwing punches. The moment the fight began, Maria marched straight to the center. No hesitation, no feeling out process. She immediately started firing huge overhand right hands that forced Ira onto the defensive. Instead of giving her opponent time to settle into the fight, Maria completely overwhelmed her. Every exchange seemed to end with Ira taking another heavy shot. As the first round continued, Maria mixed powerful combinations with excellent timing. She wasn't simply throwing wild punches. She was putting together combinations that forced mistakes. Whenever Ira tried to recover, another attack came flying toward her. Then came one of the biggest moments of the fight. Maria perfectly timed a sweep that sent her opponent crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted. It wasn't just effective, it was dominant. Perhaps the most impressive part? Maria barely looked tired. She controlled the pace from start to finish while making everything appear effortless. It was exactly the type of performance that reminded fans why she's become one of Japan's most exciting combat athletes. But that fight was only the beginning, because her next battle became absolute chaos. At Knockout 62 in March 2026, Maria entered an MMA bout against Rena Tyson. Unlike previous opponents, Tyson welcomed violence. She wasn't planning to survive. She planned to fight, and that made this matchup incredibly dangerous. From the opening seconds, neither woman took a backward step. There were no cautious exchanges, no slow feeling-out process, just pure aggression. Punches flew from both directions. Heavy kicks landed. Both fighters absorbed punishment while continuing to push forward. The crowd could barely believe what they were watching. It felt less like a technical contest, and more like a street fight between two fearless warriors. Every minute that passed raised the stakes. Neither woman wanted to blink first. Every successful combination was answered immediately. Momentum constantly shifted. At one point, it looked like Tyson might finally slow Maria down. Instead, Maria answered with even greater pressure. Her conditioning became the difference. While Tyson's attacks gradually slowed, Maria kept coming, just as dangerous in the final minutes as she had been in the opening seconds. That's what separates elite pressure fighters from everyone else. They never stop. Another unforgettable performance came during her appearance at Angels Fighting against Song Yeokyung. If fans thought Maria would take a more measured approach, they were mistaken. The fight had barely begun before Suzuki exploded forward. She closed the distance almost instantly, refusing to give Song any room to breathe. Every punch pushed her opponent closer to disaster. Then, everything unraveled. Maria secured top position and unleashed a relentless barrage of punches. The referee watched carefully as Song struggled to defend herself. The attack seemed endless. Every strike landed with authority. It became obvious that Maria wasn't slowing down. Eventually, the fight was stopped. Another brutal victory. Another reminder that Maria Suzuki is one of the most dangerous finishers in Japanese combat sports. Of course, not every victory comes by knockout. Sometimes dominance looks different. That became clear during her K1 flyweight bout against Riko Sakurai. Unlike previous opponents, Sakurai tried to avoid extended exchanges. She constantly circled away, looking for space, trying to slow the fight down. It was a smart strategy, at least in theory. Maria simply refused to let it happen. Every time Sakurai created distance, Maria immediately closed it. Whenever Sakurai landed something meaningful, Maria answered with 2 or 3 punches of her own. It became a battle between movement and pressure won. Round after round, Maria remained the aggressor. The judges had little difficulty making their decision. Unanimous victory. Another impressive performance added to her growing resume. One of the most entertaining fights of Maria's career happened during a Japan versus South Korea showdown against Lee Ji-on in the summer of 2024. This one was different. For perhaps the first time, Maria found someone willing to meet her head-on. Instead of backing away, Lee fired right back. And suddenly, fans were watching one of the most exciting striking battles of the year. Punch after punch. Combination after combination. Neither woman wanted to surrender the center of the ring. Whenever Maria landed, Lee answered. Whenever Lee connected, Maria immediately returned fire. The momentum shifted repeatedly. The crowd stayed on its feet. Every exchange felt like it could change the outcome. After 3 hard-fought rounds, the judges awarded Lee the decision. Maria suffered defeat, but something interesting happened afterward. Her popularity continued growing. Why? Because fans don't always remember records. They remember moments. They remember wars. They remember fighters willing to leave everything inside the ring. And that's exactly what Maria had done. That's what makes Maria Suzuki such a unique athlete. She doesn't need an undefeated record to earn respect. She earns it through effort, through courage, through heart. Every time she competes, she gives fans exactly what they came to see: excitement, action, violence, entertainment. Very few fighters consistently deliver all 4. Maria somehow manages to do it every single time. Perhaps that's why so many people compare her to Goku. Not because she possesses superpowers, but because no matter how difficult the challenge becomes, she keeps moving forward. She refuses to quit. She welcomes difficult fights. And somehow, she always seems to enjoy the battle. That mentality is incredibly rare. It's something statistics can never fully capture. As her career continues to evolve, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Whether she's competing in kickboxing or MMA, whether she's facing experienced veterans or dangerous newcomers, Maria Suzuki guarantees excitement. And in today's combat sports world, that's one of the most valuable qualities a fighter can have. Win or lose, when Maria Suzuki's name appears on the fight card, fans know they're about to witness something unforgettable. So what do you think? Is Maria Suzuki the most entertaining female fighter in Japanese combat sports? And do you agree with fans calling her the female Goku? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Mona Kimura Ringside, and turn on notifications for more fight analysis, rising stars, and the biggest stories from the world of combat sports. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.